keep your car payments. I don't want them. Nowhere near me. It's a no. It's a trap.
Yeah, I mean, cars have gotten so expensive, Nora, that the only way consumers can get a monthly payment that they can afford is to continually stretch out the length of their loan, which leaves them paying, thousands more in interest, as well
Sure.
as finding themselves sometimes in this position called being upside down on their loan, where the car is worth
Isn't
less
worth.
than what is owed on the loan.
Yeah, because okay, when I think the first car loan that I got, was it 4 years or 5 years? I haven't had a car loan in a long time. Luckily, and my last 2 car loans, I paid off aggressively. Like if I get a car loan, which I hope to never have a car loan ever again, if I had to get a car loan for whatever reason, let's just hypothetically say I got a car loan and I bought some car for 10 grand or 15 grand, which is, I'm not paying more than that for a car. I'm just not going to pay more than that for a car, which for most of you, maybe that's why you have a car loan, because you're paying 20, 25, 30, 35 for a car. Where to me, I'm like, we have 2 paid off cars. I've had paid off, yeah, right? But I'm trying to think, if I had to get a car loan, I would throw every single penny I had towards the car loan until it was paid off. That's what I've done with the past 2 car loans that I've had. My last 2 car loans that I've had, I just aggressively pay it off. And our current 2 cars, we pay cash. We just pay cash, right? Because you're saving in the long run. It doesn't make sense. And all those loans, I've never had 7 years offered to me. That it didn't used to be like that. 60 months, I think, is what it was. 5 years, right? I thought was the max, but I guess they're doing that. What they're going to do next is they're going to do 40-year mortgages, which what do you think that's going to do to house prices? Look at what 7-year loans did to car prices. Yeah, another reason to own a house. Okay. And they have 40-year mortgages in other countries. They just don't have it here yet. They don't have it here yet. They will. Watch. They will. Who knows when? Maybe, houses are really unaffordable now. Maybe they might say, hey, 40-year loan makes that a lot more affordable. But that's just really going to be better for the banks and whoever owns houses now. So it would be a good idea to own a house, I would say.
What's a familiar term for those who lived through the financial crisis and the...
Oh, yeah. The other thing about this, I can't even imagine having a loan for 7 years. How many miles are you going to put on the car? Of course, you're going to be upside down. Especially like when I lived in California, I was putting an intense amount of miles on the car. Everything is driving. I'm putting way less miles on cars here in Florida, like way less. Driving an hour is far for a lot of these people, where I used to drive 2 hours at least one way, everywhere in California, everywhere. So the miles I was putting on a car was crazy. A car wouldn't last like that. Where here, they're going to last a lot longer. I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me. In your year 4, 5, 6, 7, you're going to start paying for all these other repairs. It's not a new car anymore. Nowhere near it. And that's assuming that you buy a new car as opposed to a new used car, right? Which I would never buy a new car. I don't care how much money I have. If I am rich, if I get rich, I'm not buying a new car still. I'm just not buying a new car. I won't do it.
Real estate crash of 2007, 2008, 2009, and sort of what we saw when homeowners were underwater on that, Keith. Let's talk a little bit about some of the upsides to a longer loan and some of the downsides. The upside is what you mentioned, a smaller payment. You spoke to somebody who said, okay, well, I don't have to pay $1,200 a month for this truck anymore. I can pay, $600 or $700 a month instead.
The most I've ever paid a month for a car payment is $200. That's the most. That's another thing. I will not pay over $200 a month for a car. I paid over that to kill the loan, but the base payment was $200 or less. All my car loans. I can't comprehend. It doesn't make sense to me. It literally doesn't make sense to me.
But then they end up paying so much more in interest. Give us the numbers here.
Right. So if the average price of a car is around 50 grand, which is what it is now for a new car, you do a 7-year loan on that and you end up paying close to $16,000 in interest.
Who the hell?
Which is about $5,000 more than you would have paid on a 5-year loan, which used to be the standard. But folks really aren't.
Yeah, 5-year. That's what I was always used to, 5-year.
They're just looking at that monthly payment.
Of course.
What can I
people
afford
always go.
That's definitely makes sense, especially as people are trying to
wise.
figure out, what are some staple purchases versus discretionary and trying to make it a manageable month to month when it comes to payments here. But I mean, in some cases, it's just not.
And again, rich people are not thinking month to month. They're thinking years ahead, years ahead, not next month. You're not playing the game right. If you're thinking month to month to month to okay, if I can do right, it's not that. You got to think years ahead of time. This is not
better for some people.
So much of this
that you
blows
at least
my
are
mind.
not defaulting here.
Yeah, I mean, it raises the question of if you can't afford a $50,000 car, maybe don't get a loan that stretches out for 7 years. But, the issue becomes, being underwater, using the real estate term, upside down, using the car term. At the end of your loan, that means you still have debt. If you're going to get another car, you still have debt in the old car that you're going to have to roll into your next loan. And
most
so
people should not be buying new cars. Like, you shouldn't be buying a new car.
How long do people typically hold on to cars, Keith?
It's getting longer now.
The average age of a car on the road right now is 10 or 11 years, Tim. So, they hold on to them for a long time. Quality is better these days.
Now they do. It didn't used to be that high.
And run longer. But having so much interest being paid on a car loan, financial advisors would tell you is not the best approach.
I do.
What's going on with this guy?
I want to add another wrinkle to this affordability story, Keith, and it's one that you've written about a lot, especially with regard to newer vehicles. And that's the costs that go into owning a car apart from ownership, specifically insurance, and the way that has gone up in recent years.
Right.
Because
which is also crazy. I grew up thinking that, the youngest, when you start driving, that's the most you're going to pay in car insurance, unless you're getting like a zillion tickets and accidents and stuff like that, then obviously it goes up. But if you're a safe driver, right, you don't get tickets, you don't get in accidents, all that that are your fault, right, all that kind of thing, then your car insurance should go down. But these past couple of years, they've been going up, and I'm like shocked when it's like, what's going on with this? Why? Especially like I'd been with the same insurance company for over a decade, a long time. And it's like, I didn't get in an accident. I haven't gotten a ticket. Why is it going up? Like, nothing changed. Our vehicles are the same. We drive the same amount. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Oh, you guys need more profit or something. Like, what is that? Anyways, that is crazy to me.
Entirely different element here that really constrain people.
Yeah, insurance costs have gone through the roof, just like car prices. Each have risen by about 30% over the last 5 or 6 years. And in some big cities, I'm based here in Detroit, insurance costs are just sky high, and it can be as much as your car loan. So
that's wrong.
So
that's wrong.
The cost of car ownership,
especially you're talking about $1,600, $1,200 car payments.
And we are a driving nation. The 250 million cars on the road today outnumber the licensed drivers.
Interesting.
Wow.
Wow.
Say that again.
Wait a minute. Say that. Yeah, right.
There's 250 million cars on the road in the United States, and that's more than there are licensed drivers. We have more than one car to one driver.
Yeah, and a lot of that comes from Matt Miller and all the cars that he has. Our colleague here.
I'm sure, right?
Yeah, I think so.
But okay, so when we think about insurance, right? I mean, you're pointing out the fact that a lot of people's insurance payments month to month is actually higher than what they're paying back on their auto loan here. Why are we seeing an uptick here in insurance prices, and has it at all become a point of being predatory?
Well, what really the inflection point, Nora, was
Insurance
the
companies
pandemic.
are,
That's when car prices,
I think,
shot
inherently
through the roof. That's when insurance
predatory.
prices shot through the roof.
Insurance is a
Some of that
scam.
had to do, particularly with car
Largely.
prices, with scarcity, but it
Insurance is
just completely
bullshit.
reset the car market and the insurance market, and it hasn't come back down to those.
Anybody that's had to make a
Nowhere
claim,
near it, in fact.
you quickly
and it looks like this is
get
just
that
the new normal.
there's some BS
It's
going
the new
on.
normal, but there are also a host of startups that are trying to bring us cars that are cheaper. This Slate Auto comes to mind. It's backed by Jeff Bezos. It is not.
Oh Jesus!
We don't have these yet. But the big news earlier this year is that you could get essentially this truck that is bare bones. It's an electric vehicle, and it would cost you what cars used to cost, like think $20,000 to $30,000.
Oh God!
It seems like there's a
But
market
it's
for that.
electric.
The question that I think a lot of people have, Keith, and one that I'll pose
That
to you.
used to be what a Tundra cost. It's like, and those things are still on the road. Yo, no. Come on, man.
Is that possible?
Yes, the question is that too good to be true? It's an excellent question. I think time will tell on that. You noticed recently Ford has come out with its own announcement saying it'll have its own, sort of smaller electric pickup truck in 2027.
Why do they need to be electric?
$30,000.
I'm not bought into the electric thing, by the way, if you haven't figured that out yet. I'm not bought in
than regular vehicles because
at all.
of those big batteries. The average price of an EV is $58,000, so at $10,000 more than the overall car market. So it'll be interesting to see if these promises of cheap EVs, by the way, Tesla's developing one too, will actually come true.
But then also we really have tariffs that are coming at the worst time possible. I mean, how much more expensive is this making buying a car right now?
Well, and yes, and Nora, that's another factor in interest rates that are also very high right now, with no signs of those coming down. The average interest rate.
When did this come out? 19 hours ago?
Loans.
This guy's lying about there's no signs that interest rates are coming down about that. He's lying. There absolutely are signs that interest rates are about to come down. We already know. We know how much Trump wants interest rates to come down, right? Like he wants that on his resume. Hey, I brought interest rates down. He wants that. And we know how Trump is, right? Right? Like him or not, you just take it for what it is. It's like, okay, yeah. Knowing that guy, he wants that. He's going to do what he can. He's just last night it came out, he fired that Fed governor. She didn't want interest rates higher. Guess what? He got rid of her. He's going to get those rates down. He puts in the new Fed chair next in a couple months. You think he's not going to pick somebody who's going to do what he wants? Come on now. The rates are going to drop.
Is actually over 8%. Whereas if you were to get a shorter loan, it would be in the sevens. Neither
And
of those
he should
are great
know that.
percentages.
He probably
But when
does
you're
know
going
that.
into
He's
8% territory on your car
he's
loan,
being
that's
disingenuous.
really adding to your monthly payment.
We're speaking with Keith Naughton right now. He's Bloomberg News auto reporter. His story, it is, yes, the most read story in the last 8 hours on the Bloomberg terminal. Cars are so expensive that American buyers need 7-year loans.
So, I mean, we know that
Ridiculous.
cars are a depreciating asset, right? I mean, it's
Yeah,
not something
yeah.
like where you buy a
Yeah,
house and this
just
is
take
something
away
that's
the word
appreciating.
asset,
As soon as you
please.
drive a new car off the lot, it's already losing
That
value
is a lesson
here.
that my dad taught me when I was a kid. He's like, as
Oh,
soon
for
as you
sure.
drive it off the lot, it loses value.
We're losing value
Yeah.
already. And, I'm from Virginia and my family, we only bought used cars. And so I'm
Yeah,
curious
good,
here,
good.
Keith, are we seeing at all an increase, an uptick here in people that are flocking to used cars rather, instead of potentially new cars?
There is definitely, a rise in interest in used cars. And guess what that's done to the price of used cars?
Higher.
Driven it
Yeah,
up.
that's
Supply and
accurate.
demand, right?
That is accurate.
The average
That's accurate.
price of a used car now is close to $30,000.
Wow.
So
That's
there's no
absurd.
escaping the high price
No.
of cars, whether you go new or used. But I have to say, on social media, the comments to our story today are filled with a lot of "you should just buy a used car."
Yes.
Is that
million
is that-
percent?
in your experience,
Million
is that
percent.
a universal truth? Because,
Majority of people should
look, there
not
are a
buy
lot
a
of,
new car.
car
Like, I mean,
dealerships
like
that have made
80%
over
of
the past
people.
few decades a point
80%
in having
easily
these certified
shouldn't
used
buy
cars
a new
or some
car.
sort of reliability program or warranties. Is that a thing that customers should think about right now.
It sure is. But I think the important thing to remember is, it depends on how used it is. And, manufacturers' warranties go from 3 to 5 to 6 years. So you have to see how much warranty is left on.
First car that I bought from a dealership, I forget how old I was 20 or somewhere, something like that. And I got the warranty. Never bought a warranty ever again in my life. Forget the warranty. Don't buy the warranty. Do not pay up for the warranty.
On that cars are way more technical these days. Lots more to go wrong. You really want to have some warranty coverage on your car.
Keith, what's the latest on the luxury market super quickly?
Just buy
Are
a
we
good
seeing
car.
a lot of people paying down in all cash? Is that still holding up there?
Well, yeah, the richest of the rich, they're the ones who get those short
Oh.
3-year loans or no loans at all. They just buy them outright.
I'm the
But
rich
that's
of the
a
rich,
tiny
huh?
sliver of the market.
I don't think so.
So for sort of regular mainstream buyers, they're confronted with 7 and now, as we're doing this story, even 8-year loans. So people are going longer and longer on their loans to just try and get a new car in the driveway.
Are the days
No.
of 0% financing completely behind us?
Not entirely, but the 0% financing deals, Tim, tend to be on these shorter loans that nobody gets, the 36-month loans. So you're not finding them on these longer 7-year loans, that's for sure.
Okay. Totally crazy. 8-year. I mean, there's no end. There's no end. But here's the thing. You don't need to live like this. You don't need to live like this. Another thing having to do with used cars. I'm obviously a proponent for used cars. You should buy a used car. You should not buy a new car. If you're watching this video, don't buy a new car. I don't care if you are a millionaire. Don't buy a new car. Well, actually, I can't talk to you because I'm not a millionaire. So you know what I'm saying. Like, I should not be giving you advice. You give me advice. But I can't even fathom if I become, rich in the future. I just don't see a world where I'm going to buy a new car. I'm still going to buy a used car. Because to me, it has more to do with the values and all of that, right? And the habits, the values and the habits that you create. And buying a new car just keeps you in the poorhouse. I wouldn't do that. I just wouldn't do it because I don't want to be poor. I don't want to be poor. Right? So I don't want to do things that poor people do. And buying a new car would help make and keep me poor. I just don't want to do that. So the thing that I was going to say, another aspect about this that I think a lot of people don't think about or they're scared of, and I was scared of this for a while also, is buying a used car with high mileage. My latest car that I bought with 193,000 miles on it. I own it. It's got more than that. I've been driving it for 2 years. It's going to be 2 years soon. No payments. It's had to have some repairs, but not anything close to if I had a car payment. Especially the car payments they're talking about right here. No, not even close. Not even close. And I just cash flow it, right? I just pay for it, right? Because it's not something insane. I can't even. Cars, if you buy a good used car, you don't buy, a Hyundai or a Nissan or certainly anything American, sorry. in my opinion. I'm sure that there are some good American trucks that are out there that last a long time. I don't know them. I prefer, I own Hondas and Toyotas. And even Honda, I'm kind of like, I don't know. I'm not sure. The best car that I ever owned was a Honda Fit. That car was amazing. And even then, when it was getting up in miles, I got that thing up to 230 something thousand miles. I felt like I sold it and I felt like I was playing hot potato. And I shouldn't have. The car was an excellent car. I probably could have kept that thing going. So, and I plan to do that with our two cars now, which is a Honda and a Toyota. The Honda is about to hit 200 and the Toyota is over 200. Yeah, the Toyota is the one that I bought with 193,000 miles on it. That thing is, yeah, we're over 220 now. I'm just going to keep it going. There's no reason why it can't hit 300,000. There's none. If I upkeep that thing, which I do, there's no reason why it can't hit 300,000. I'll be saving money the entire time because I don't have a car payment. And if how many miles I'm putting on just continues as it has been since I've owned it, it's going to last for many more years. Keep your car payments. I don't want them. Nowhere near me. It's no, it's a trap. It's a trap. I don't want anything to do with it. You don't have to have a car payment. You don't have to have a brand new car. You don't have to, you don't need it. Oh God, this is horrible.